This is the MGTOW Infinium here with another Infinium out and about. This Infinium out and about is entitled the Drizzle-Drizzle effect. Now, my brothers, I'm here again in the Chesapeake Arboretum, and it is a beautiful day, very nice, very sunny, early spring day. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this particular out and about in a different manner because of the wind noise and the background noise and everything. So I'm going to record the audio separately from this particular out and about and just include the B-roll that I do afterwards into this content. But my brothers, I would like to talk to you about the drizzle-drizzle effect, or phenomena, movement, whatever you would call it. Now, if you're not familiar with the drizzle-drizzle effect, or phenomena, movement, whatever, the drizzle-drizzle effect is a response to what women have been doing in terms of sprinkle. Now, what sprinkle is the woman's way of making it clear to we men that we have to adhere to standards, dictates, mandates for any and all interactions with them. So, for instance, if I was to take a woman out on a first date, the minimum standard of the expense of that date would be about $300. I would have to drive a certain type of car to pick her up for that date. I would have to be a certain height, be of a certain income status, everything for a first date. I would have to adhere to these ridiculous standards. And she would have to do nothing in terms of presenting herself or bringing anything to the table in terms of that date. So she could demand of me all of these ridiculous things or standards, mandates, or whatever, and she would have to do nothing. And in fact, she would be able to basically rake me all over the coals, treat me disrespectfully, do anything and everything that she wanted to do to me. So what happened with this, I don't know the gentleman's name, but he decided to, in a joking way, do a trolling of what sprinkle is. And he decided to call it drizzle-drizzle. And so drizzle-drizzle basically is just a mirroring of what sprinkle is. And so for everything selfish, ridiculous, dictate-wise, standard-wise that women want of us, this is what drizzle-drizzle mirrors back to them. So, for instance, if I was to allow a woman to go on a date with me, she would have to pay for the meal. She would have to have a certain income status. She could not be wearing a weave. Her hair must be natural. She must be of a certain height. She cannot be talking ghetto. She can't be loudmouth and rude in the restaurant. She must respect me. All those types of things. She must adhere to my standards in my way of how I should be treated with respect. She must also gas up my car if I need it. She must also bring herself to the date. So she must get a Uber to come to the date, that type of thing. So again, what drizzle-drizzle is a mirroring back of the ridiculousness of what sprinkle is. It is basically a turning of the tables to show women how we men feel when they do these things to us, when they make us feel that we are nothing more than their wallets, their meal tickets, their Kleenex tissues, their emotional tampons, whatever, their friend zones, all these types of things. That's what drizzle-drizzle is doing. It is mirroring back to women the ridiculousness of the standards that they put upon us, the mandates that they put upon us, when in fact they will take no accountability or take no responsibility of bringing anything worthwhile to our tables. We must do these things, but they don't have to. And so again, drizzle-drizzle was the taking of sprinkle, sprinkle, and marrying it back to the women that are doing these things. And it was done so in a joking manner. It was trolling of what sprinkle, sprinkle was. But what happened, and it's par for the course, women took offense to this. And to the degree that they took offense to this, Drizzle-Drizzle went from being a trolling type of joking type of deal to now a worldwide phenomena, which men worldwide in westernized societies are taking on as a mantra to say that we will not be treated in this manner anymore. That if you're going to do sprinkle, sprinkle, we're going to do drizzle, drizzle. And so just like with the passport bros, drizzle, drizzle is a type of thing that women don't want us doing as men. So, for instance, like with the passport bros, women got bent out of shape, got all out of control, went to the extent of even contacting the State Department of the U.S. and saying that men are, I'm laughing, my brothers, because it's so, both deals are very funny, but these women went to the State Department, went so far as doing that to try to tell the State Department to prevent men from getting passports for the purpose of traveling overseas so that they can find maybe a suitable wife or just have a relationship with a non-westernized woman. These women pushed that whole phenomena of the passport bros to the extent that it got out of control and became more magnified than what it was meant to be because of them not taking accountability for their actions. Instead of saying, well, hey, why are men doing this? Is this something that we are doing? Is this something that needs to be corrected? They immediately pounced upon men that were getting passports for this purpose and immediately decried them, told them that they were terrible, they were doing all these things. And when again, the passport bros started off because of men just saying, I'll take another option, and men exercising their freedom and their right to say, I'll take another option. I'll look for a woman if I want to in another country. And in the same manner, Drizzle-Drizzle is getting into that type of state. It is becoming a type of phenomena where women are bent out of shape. There are all types of YouTube videos, TikTok videos out there where women are just criticizing men for saying drizzle, drizzle, criticizing men for having these standards, for saying these things, that they cannot say these things. It is the same type of deal, my brothers. Again, women can do these things, but we men cannot do these things. We men do not have the right to do these things. And so it is so bad, my brothers, that the other day I saw on YouTube a Englishman who was in a joking manner. I believe it was a joke. I don't know if that's the case, but I think it was a joke. But he basically commented that he was in a Walmart and a woman approached him and he told her, look, don't bother me. You're making me feel uncomfortable. You're making me feel scared. I don't like the way you're talking to me. You're being misandrous. He told her that. I think it was in a joking manner, but he said that thing, and my brothers, I fell out laughing because in real life, my brothers, I've had that happen to me. I have had situations where I have told women to leave me alone, to don't bother me while I was out shopping or doing something in public, only to have them getting upset, telling me that I was wrong for telling them to not talk to me. In fact, there was one instance, which I have mentioned in my content in previous times, where I told a woman who had obviously gotten out of church to stop bothering me, to not talk to me. And she does the trust and believe, you need to talk to me. And I insisted that she not talk to me. And she goes from trust and believe and oh, praise the Lord, to telling me who the F am I for telling her not to talk to me. And she also said that I could not do that as a man. So in effect, I have had to do drizzle in real life because of what is being done to we men. Again, there was a situation where if I had approached that woman and tried to do what she did to me, she would say, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Do not talk to me. You don't have the right to talk to me. That type of thing. But yet when the tables are reversed and I'm saying that I don't want you talking to me, she becomes upset. She becomes vehemently upset to the degree that she switches from being a person that's saying, oh, praise the Lord, in one moment to who the F am I? So again, not only is Drizzle showing the hypocrisy of what's going on, the types of things that women are doing to us, which they have no right to do these things to us, it is showing that these things are actually happening to we men, and it is being done to us in a manner that is quite despicable. And where women are saying that we're just fantasizing, we're taking things to the degree that it's out of control, or it's not the way you think it is, all these types of things. There it is again. It is the hypocrisy of it. But again, my brothers, where it is laughable, it is also sobering, because what began as a trolling joke to just try to get women to understand how we men feel about it has become, again, a out of control situation, which they basically put themselves in that type of state. They also put Drizzle in that type of state where this type of thing is happening. And because of that, it is causing women more problems than what they can understand. So, for instance, again, had women just said that, look, okay, this is something that is a problem. We see that men are saying to us that they don't like to be treated in this manner. They don't want to be dealt with in this manner, and it is unfair to them. Why not just we get together and sort this thing out relationship-wise? Because women, again, are having trouble with finding men. And what they're doing is causing problems in terms of finding men. And so again, instead of trying to do something to rectify that situation, they make things worse by reacting to things like Drizzle in such a way that it makes things go out of proportion, get out of control, out of whack, what have you. And so what this is doing, my brothers, is causing a type of accountability singularity wherein all women are being pulled into this singularity. And my brothers, a singularity is basically a part of a black hole where when you fall into a black hole, what is, I guess, the laws of gravitation, the physics, all those things do not make any more sense. What is supposed to make sense doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't add up. So 0 plus 1 can equal 2 in a singularity. So in this type of singularity, an accountability singularity, a woman who needs to take accountability won't have any sense of taking accountability because she is so deeply pulled into this singularity where she cannot make heads or tail of how to take accountability for her actions. And this is for all women because, again, this singularity, this accountability singularity, which is being caused by the out-of-control reactions to things like the passport bros, the drizzle, and whatever else that comes down the path, this is being caused by women not taking accountability for their actions in the first place. And instead of taking accountability for their actions, stonewalling to the degree that they fall into this singularity where accountability does not make sense to them. And so in that manner, my brothers, you can have a scenario where a woman who is told to take accountability for her actions cannot take accountability for her actions because she does not know how. It doesn't make sense to her. And it doesn't make sense to her because of her selfishness, because of her entitlement, because of all the things, her lack of forethought, all these things being generated by her entitlement, all these things. She cannot make sense of it, that she has to take accountability for her actions in order to be in a relationship with any man. She has to do those things. And therefore, she shirks that responsibility. She walks away from it instead of saying, well, hey, I have to look in the mirror. I have to look at what is wrong with me. What am I doing wrong? What am I saying wrong? Instead of trying to put it on men and saying that they have to adhere to whatever I want. And so, again, where it is the women that are doing these things, that are doing the sprinkle, it is also pulling in those good women who really didn't say anything, but just stood by and now are speaking up and saying they agree with the men who are doing drizzle. Because, my brothers, it is in a state where it is too late. It is too late. And see, when you fall into a singularity, when you fall into a actual singularity, there is no amount of power or capability that can pull you out of that singularity. So, for instance, again, because women are doing these things and allowing these things to happen, they all are being pulled into a singularity, a accountability singularity, which they are having a hard time of escaping. And what this accountability singularity is doing to all women is generating a lack of trust with we men. We don't know how to trust them because of these things, because they will not take accountability for their actions. And even the ones that do say that they are taking accountability for their actions, we cannot trust them. We cannot fully trust them because they have the right under the dictates of the feminist plantation state, the mandates of the feminist plantation state, to do anything and everything to us, we men. And that is including changing their mind from saying that I would never do that to you as a man to I will do that to you as a man. And so that is what is happening to all women. They are actually being pulled into an accountability singularity, which it is very hard for all women to come out of, to escape from. And it is because, again, of their reactions, their inactions, all the things that they're doing. And it is beyond those things. It is the things that are happening because of womanism, the DEI, all of these types of things, all of these things that came about because of womanism, because of the selfishness, the entitlement, all the things that are going on. Believe all women, all these things. That's what this is doing to women. All women are being pulled into this accountability singularity. And for those women, they are finding it impossible, almost impossible, to figure out what accountability is. They are finding it impossible. And this, again, because of what has been done, the types of powers they've had, the types of capabilities they've had, and the abuse of those powers and capabilities. My brothers, again, you have situations like Tia Mowry, which she went from being a loving Christian wife to a wife that throws her vows away and says something like, I graduated, went out and did for the streets thing, dogged her husband, a husband who begged her to not do the things. She did all these things. And now, almost a year later or so, she is crying She is upset. I can't find love. Nobody will date me. I didn't think this would happen to me. She's doing all those things. But see, that is a symbolism of falling into an accountability singularity where she cannot make sense of what accountability is. She cannot, because of the way she's doing things, her actions, her selfishness, she cannot make sense of what accountability is. Because in her mind, accountability is basically having to not take accountability for her actions. In her mind, she had the right to do what she did to her husband. In her mind, she could do anything and everything that she wants to do. She could disregard her kids. She could do the things that she did to her marriage, and she can do it at will because she's a woman and she has a right to do so because of the feminist plantation state, because of who she is, blah, blah, blah. But my brothers, there it is again. That is the not knowing to take accountability for your actions because you don't know how to. You're in a state that you don't know how to. And now you expect that husband to pull you out of that singularity, to take you back without conditions, to do anything and everything to take you back. But you're getting upset because he won't do that. Or you're getting upset because that man won't pay for that date. He won't do that. Or you're getting upset because that man won't talk to you in the grocery store. You're getting upset because he will not look at you. He will not consider you as a part of his life because of what is being done. Because you being in a state where you are in a accountability singularity means also that you are a liability. And whatever you say to counteract your being a liability, you cannot be trusted. You cannot be understood. You cannot be fully realized in terms of how you feel because of what you have done and what you have allowed to get out of control. So in that manner, my brothers, it is all women. Because again, yes, there were some women who were speaking up, but my brothers, the majority of women who are speaking up about sprinkle, sprinkle, who are saying they are in favor of sprinkle, sprinkle, are also those ones who basically are realizing that they are having trouble finding men, and that what is being done is causing them to also have trouble finding men. And so, my brothers, again, that is the result of the accountability singularity that all women find themselves in. And I know that women would become upset with me because I'm saying that all women. But my brothers, it is all women because there were some women that did not agree with feminism but saw Me Too evolve, and they knew that this was hurting men, and they waited until the Johnny Depp trial came around, waited till Amber Heard was shown to be the abusive person that she was, and then they began to speak up. And my brothers, I'm getting at it this way. They had the ability to speak up before Me Too got out of hand. They had the ability to, in unison, prevent Me Too from getting out of hand. There were very few women that spoke up about Me Too. And those women that did speak up, who did truly speak up, they were virtually silenced. They were silenced, my brothers. And so instead of standing up and speaking out against Me Too, again, like the passport bros, like Drizzle-Drizzle, Me Too got out of hand and resulted in the conditions that we have right now. And it's not just Me Too, it is DEI, all these things. It got out of hand. And there are all types of situations that are happening now because of these things, because women did not speak up in the first place. Those women who were against these things, those women who were against the types of things that are going on, they did not speak up. And this is now what has resulted. You have a condition where men will not mentor women in workplaces no matter what. You have a condition where things are being done. Companies are losing money because of DEI. For instance, I think it was a few days ago, a United jet was taxiing on a runway, and it was being piloted by a female pilot. She was supposed to taxi at 5 miles per hour. She winds up taxiing at 35 miles per hour and drives the plane off of the runway and into I guess into a ditch or something off of the runway. And, she could have killed people on that plane. So you have things like that going on. Women that are in positions that are not qualified. You have all types of things going on. And again, all because of we men being held to standards, being held to things that we should never have been held to. All these things are happening. And so again, women are in an accountability singularity, and they are finding it hard to get out of. My brothers, again, when we look at these types of things going on and we look at the accountability singularity that women are in, the basic thing that I would say to you, my brothers, that the condition that women find themselves in is not your problem, my brothers. And you must understand that, again, they put themselves in this condition, and it is not your responsibility to pull them out of that condition, my brothers. That's what's going on. You must see also that if you put that effort in to pull them out of that singularity, that is by marrying them, cohabitating, dating, whatever you're going to do, you must consider that they will pull the same wool over your eyes. It's very highly likely that they will do what they have done to you in the past, my brothers. My brothers, what I'm saying to you, and I know on the part of women, it will seem cruel, harsh, whatever. But my brothers, again, it is not your problem that they are in this state. It is not your issue, my brothers. It is not your problem. Because again, we have said these things to women. We have cited to them that we do not wish to be treated in these manners. We have told them all types of things, and we've gotten the response of shut up, suck up, put up with it. And my brothers, that time is over with. That time of us shutting up, sucking up, putting up with it is over with. And it is our time to take care of ourselves, to do what we need to do, to put ourselves first in every possible way. It is our time. Whether or not you call it drizzle-drizzle, my brothers, I just call it take care of ourselves. Put ourselves first. Look to what we need to do instead of what women want us to do. Do what we need to do to be free. Take care of what we know to take care of, and that is our freedom, my brothers. That's what we need to do. That's what we should be doing, my brothers. If women cannot take accountability for their actions, if they are unwilling to take accountability for their actions, then we must be accountable for what is precious to us, and that is our freedom, my brothers. We must do it. We must take that action, and we must do so, my brothers, in indifference to what women want from us. We must do these things because, my brothers, our freedom is more important in every possible way than a woman's selfish entitlement, a woman's dictates, mandates, whatever. Our freedom is precious and more important to us to the degree that it is incomprehensible in nature. And therefore, my brothers, it should not be trivialized. It should not be put into a manner where we are second place, any of these things, my brothers. Our freedom is more important in every possible way, in every possible way, to the degree that it is incomprehensible in nature. My brothers, again, you chose to walk along this MGTOW pathway in part because of that, because of your freedom, because of who you are as a free man. And so therefore, no woman's sprinkle dictates of the feminist plantation state, entitlement, any of these things, my brothers, should be capable or is capable of taking that away from you, taking what is precious to you, and that is your freedom, my brothers. My brothers, always walk in the freedom that the MGTOW philosophy affords you. Always walk in the freedom of the MGTOW philosophy and don't look back in terms of the problems and the issues that women have created for themselves. This is the MGTOW Infinium, and this has been an Infinium out and about. My MGTOW brothers, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.